There's definitely something changed here. Let's go in and have a look. So hello, welcome back again. I haven't been here for a couple of months because I've been away living my other life for a couple of months down in South America. But I've come back today and boy, has this place changed since we were last here. Nature's taking over again. Let me talk you through it. First of all, obvious difference, we've got some trees falling down. There's at least two here. Now this one, well actually I think there's more than two. If you look up there, there's a broken branch there. I don't know if there's nothing touching it. I think it's just come down under the weight of the fruit. This one too. I mean, look at the damsons. There are thousands of damsons this year. So this one definitely. And there's a bit of a, I think that's broken off as well. I don't remember that one being like that. And that one over there, I'll point to it, this one here has come down. And that's coming sailing across here. And it's all tangled up in here. So let's go and have a look and see what we can see. And as you can see, the grass isn't too bad, but it's the, if I can show you, it's these little devils here. Just the beginnings of brambles, and they're the things that will trip you up all the time. These are horrible things. So before I do, look at this one here. Before I do too much more work, look at that. It's like a man trap. Before I do too much work, I'm going to mow the grass, because I'm guaranteed to fall over if I try pulling trees around like this. Let's have a look over here. I can see something. Oh yeah, look, it's pulled the, I don't know if you can see too well there, but it's, the root plate has pulled up out the ground. There's a big hole there. Look, if I show you under there, look, there's a big hole in the ground. Oh, and this side. So that one is firewood, and this one over here, let's go and have a look at this one. Oh, I can see I can see immediately what's happened here. Whoa, look at that. So that has split up the middle. That's fallen over. Who knows which one, well, I think, who knows which one went first. I think this one probably went first and might have taken that one with it over there. If you can look up there, there's a big split up there. So we got a bit of work here. And I also think that root plate there on this leaning tree is more elevated than it used to be. Anyway, here we are. The grass is long, everything is long. But I think first of all, I'm going to see if I can get the bonfire going. There's not a lot of fuel there at the moment, but it'd be nice to get it going. I've come in to get the ride-on started, and yes, it always has a flat tire. This is a brand new tire, but it's got, oh there it is there, look. It's got a thorn in it. So if I take that out, it'll make it even worse. So, oh, there's another one. So for the moment, I just keep pumping it up. But what I've come in for, to start the mower, and I've seen this bracket, which is the bracket that holds the electric clutch in position. Down here is the electric clutch, and that bracket stops it rotating. Now, why did I take that off? I don't remember, and I'm not really sure. There must have been some problem with the mower and I can't remember what it is. So I think what I'll do is maybe jack it up on one side a little bit, check the belts. I can see the actual cutter drive belt, which is this one here, is fine. There's only one other belt, which is the gearbox drive belt, but I've only changed that, I think, once ever in 20 years of ownership, something like that, and that was changed this year, so I doubt if it's that. So let's give it a look underneath and we'll see what we can find. Okay, so this is the electric clutch here, and that bracket goes in that slot and stops it from rotating. But I can immediately see what the problem is. Well, just up under there, if I can show you, maybe. Hang on. Up under there, might not be able to see it, but is the electrical connection, and there's no wires on it. So I believe that's what the problem was. So in order to do that, and I've also got another part to replace, I'm just going to whip this deck off, because I can get this deck off in about 10 minutes. Okay, the deck is off, and that didn't even take 10 minutes, that took about 3 minutes. So I'm going to pump this up, put the wheels up on these two blocks. If there is enough height, I'm not sure if there will be. For two, I don't think there will be. I don't think there's even enough for one. Let's have a look. No, there's not even enough space for one. Okay, give me a minute. I'm up underneath the engine now, and this is the bottom of the crankshaft, and this is the electric clutch. So when you put 12 volts across there, across those two connections, it energizes a coil and the clutch closes. So at the moment the clutch is open. Okay, so that spins freely, but it shouldn't spin freely, because there is this slot for the bracket. So that clutch is held about there, in line with that. That is held there, so that when the clutch is engaged, this pulley spins, but not the whole clutch, if you understand. But there's no electrical connection, and I think that's obviously what the problem was, why it was disconnected, why the tractor was pushed in here in the first place, and that bracket was taken off. But while I'm here, that's why I've got it up on blocks. I've managed to get it up on 2 blocks. This quadrant, which is the steering quadrant, I don't know if I can reach the wheel from here. No, I can't quite reach the wheel from here. But if you see this pinion here is really worn away, plus the teeth on this quadrant here are very worn. Now I've replaced this once in my ownership, bearing in mind I've had it since new. I've replaced this once, and it was a right old job. But I think if I'm looking at this in a new light, I think all I have to do is get this one undone. This one is just a locator. This is the one that pivots on. I can drop all of this down without having to take off this plate. The first time I had to do it, I had to take that plate off, and it was quite a job, because it's got the brake and everything attached to it, and the other pedal this side, brake and accelerator, if you like. And these are very corroded now, so I doubt if they'll survive. This is the kit of parts I bought, and part number there, but it's also got it in Chinese. Now let me open it up and I'll show you what is inside. There's everything you need. So there's the quadrant. Looks nicely made, and there's a bag of bits. Let me just open them up and I'll pour them out. So there are 2 bushes. I think these go either side of there, so that it isn't pinching. I'm not sure, but we'll work that one out. I think you only actually need 1. Oh, there might be a bush for this end, I don't know. That's the pinion. plastic bushes for the steering column which go either side, and I think that is the pivot bolt and nut that goes through there. So it all looks pretty self-explanatory. And from John Deere, for an original, this is something like 60 quid, this is £45, and then you've got all these little extras on top. Okay, but I bought this from eBay France, including delivery, for the princely sum of £26. So there's a considerable saving. Give that a bit of spray, bit of that one. Give them all a bit of a spray up. I can't quite get up in there. That looks like about 19. Yes. As I say, this was off not long ago. Come on. This nut's quite mangled. There we are. Okay. And that came off very easily last time. It just pulled off last time. Perfect hammer. As I say, I'm very lacking in tools at the moment, so don't look. There we go, that's moved it a bit. There we go. And we've got 2 washers. Now this was something I made before I modified this. I welded this bracket on, and I've got a captive nut, a lock nut and a bolt, and that was to jack this shaft so that the pinion and the rack here meshed tighter, and it kind of does work, especially when it starts to wear a bit. You just screw this up a couple of turns, you can have another few months of life out of this. I think that looks about 14, 15. If this will undo, we are quids in. If it doesn't undo, then I have to get something up top. Oh, that's tight. Oh, now is that actually undoing or just spinning? Do you know what? It's actually undoing. That is incredible. Right, okay. Well, that's half the battle won. Blimey, I wasn't expecting that to come off nearly so easily. Right, there's that one with little top hat over there. Now, undo that one. This whole assembly should drop down. Oh, I think this is the one with the nut. Oh no, no, it's coming up. Oh, well, hang on. I can't decide if that's moving or not. No, I think that is. Right, let me have a look up here. Let me have a feel. I can't even get to it. Oh no, it's coming off. Ah! That's come off. Right. Now, that should. Yes, look at that. Right, I've just got to push that up. Drop that down. This job suddenly, because John Deere's are made in America. Well, they used to be in these days. They might not be now, but they're all Imperial. Oh, that's coming off. I almost am having too much luck today. Oh, I can't believe that. I'm just having too much good luck. That's off. Okay. Remove the old one. Now look at how worn out those teeth are. It would turn, I can't remember, it would turn left and not right, or one the other way, whichever way that, and the worn pinion, it would just slip because you can see how wasted that is as well. And that. It was alright if you're going that way, but it wouldn't turn that way. So I could only go straight and left. Oh yeah, let's sort out this clutch. You see there's two terminals up there. Now you don't have to have their special plug. You can just use two spade terminals. And I've tried it both ways, and I don't think it's important which one is positive and which one is negative. It's just 12 volts. It should actually matter, because is it whose law is it? It's the one where you put your coil that way and your thumb that way when you were at college, to show you which way the force went according to the direction of the coil. I don't actually remember, it was such a long time ago, but it should matter, because the actuator in the coil needs to go one way, not the other way. Okay, I've just come across a slight problem. I've gone to put the two wires back into the clutch, and the wires aren't here. In fact, the whole harness is missing. And now that I remember, I think I took it home to, I can't actually remember, but I seem to remember taking it off the tractor, that particular piece of the harness, and coiling it up to do something with it. So I'm going to go home and see if I can see it at home, and we will carry on with this job tomorrow. Okay. I finished off this part of the clutch now. You can't quite see it because it's round the front, but the cabling to the clutch is in, and the bracket's on it this side. Okay, let me just demonstrate. Clutch can turn. Okay, but if I go up here and connect the battery from here, click, hear that? Now the clutch is completely solid. So that's the engagement, disengagement. I didn't think it mattered which way the 12 volts went. And there we are. As long as you can hear this click. Obviously, it used to be on the proper button over here, but that has long since died. Anyway, let's crack on. Right, looking better. My special bolt. I've got a tin of Rockall here, anti-seize. Now, I don't know how many years I've had that, but I expect I'll be passing this tin on to my kids. Because I think one of these tins will last you a lifetime. Well, that's all the mowing done. I didn't record anything because it's a little bit boring just watching mowing. Anyway, the mower's gone back into the his little hut without anything being wrong with it, which is quite a novelty. So next time I'll be able to just come along, fire it up, and away we go. So let me show you what we've done. It looks a whole lot better now. There we are. I also started chopping up some of the branches off the fallen trees. I've only got a little handsaw, but I've just picked up the chainsaw, so we'll crack on with that now. But there we go, what a difference. Look at that. So I've got a couple of trees, like this big tree here is falling over. I'm not going to go down anything down there at the moment. I'm going to leave that for a wee while. But we've got these ones here. Let me show you. I think I've shown you already, but look at the state of that one. That one's broken off. So I managed to clear quite a bit of that over there at the entrance. That one's come down, and I think we'll probably just clear that one away today, and maybe this one. This one's a bit of a mishmash because it's tangled in with another one up there. So let's get the bonfire going first, and then we'll fire up the chainsaw. Okay, the tree that was in there, along there, out to there, has gone. There's a wee pile of logs there, and got a few logs here. But, ooh, yeah, this is one of the next ones to go, which I'll show you now. Blimey, I'm tripping over stuff here. This is the next one to go, which is that tree which is all split down the bottom across there, and it's brought this tree as well down. See, that's all split open. So those two are the next ones to go. But that's it for today. I've had enough. Anyway, I've got a visitor coming, so I've got to go home and get myself spruced up. So as usual, if you like our stuff, please give us a like, and we'll see you next time. All right, bye bye.